Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very special event here on Speed Gaming 3 tonight. We have a TTP, which is the Triforce Triple Play Season 2 special event. They will be running the Walk It In flags, and we'll talk about those flags in a little bit. So I'm joined here by my broadcast partner, the one and only Plucko. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, hello. Yeah, we're in for a very exciting match here. Doing the Walk It In flag set, which, it's not as crazy, I would say, as, let's say, what we've been used to with the winter tournament, but something coming back a little bit more akin to Consternation and the usual flag sets. So we're seeing a first quest overworld. We're seeing a Shapes dungeon. No hints. We've got the full start shuffle. We've got level 9 requires.
Yeah, and we have an awful start screen. We are way
do
up
we
on the mountain.
ever. And give us a few moments here while the amazing Rick kind of gets us all synced up and good to go here. So all these runners will be running. Another thing to note is that none of these enemies are actually going to have any up or down on their health. And for the most part, everything else is pretty standard, I would say.
Yeah, extra candles in the Take Any shops. That is a change if all of you have been watching the winter tournament. White sword item is between 4 and 6 hearts. Mags is between 11 and 13. And one additional difference from normal Consternation and from the winter tournament is that the book is not Atlas, but it's also not required to understand the elderly men because there are no hints in this flag set here tonight.
Yep, blank everything. But yeah, so we only really have Yumi and Chaos running right now. I believe we're just waiting on some other stuff. Like I said, we're gonna let Rick do all the magic behind the scenes, so just bear with us there. But yeah, definitely not the kind of start that you want to see. Way off in Death Mountain. Yumi's given a little chance here to the grave as Chaos is going to head way over to the Forgotten Spot. However, he's not going to... Oh, pardon me. He's going to Death Armos.
Yeah, and the one thing with that start spot, unless perhaps you get a recorder, is money can come into play because you're not going to be as prone to up A and save if you've got money because you're a country mile from the rest of the overworld. Again, it's not convenient, and especially if you take an overworld death, you got to make that whole trek back again on foot.
Yeah, it is something else. And ooh, 100 for our large secret. Right out the gate. Not too bad. Yumi finding the any road that's heading over to the coast here. Having a little bit of problems with those dark nuts. Let's see where else. Going on the forest here. Not too bad. Definitely worth the Armos check, but I think he's just going to see where the other stuff is first. The last check is, of course, still in the forest, so not the greatest of any roads. They're all very together.
Yeah, not very friendly and not a good overworld either, as we see our Gorilla friends throwing their boomerangs here tonight. And can be really difficult early game.
Ooh, and a ladder is our Armos item. So Chaos looks like he's the first... Oh, did he actually even grab it? I think so. I think he grabbed that one. I'm not sure if he got it before he died there to the Armos, but that is a very nice find early on. Although, unfortunately, with that death, we'll not be able to check the coast.
No, So Yumi was able to see the fairy fountain, and it looks like Neon just picked up what appears to be the letter. It's a little difficult as we get his screen adjusted.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit for everything to kind of come together. So again, we are very sorry about this with the technical difficulties, but we do have an ace working on it behind the scenes. Yumi grabbing his large secret as Chaos looks like he's going to be checking out the grave. And noticing Melchior, Melchior grabbing the sword here and over at the waterfall. So that is definitely a grab I think some of these other runners might not be grabbing anytime soon.
Yeah, that's one of the spots that I'd say anywhere up in the northeast or the Lost Hills can make it a bit challenging to get that sword again because of where your start screen is. Melchior made the correct play of heading over this way, and for his efforts finds level 4. So
yeah, not a bad find, especially right after getting that sword. I mean, he could definitely bump into well, a floor heart immediately. And yeah,
that looks
keys...
like some... Oh my goodness!
Ooh,
that looked like a red ring on the coast, and Chaos was one ladder clip away from picking it up.
Yeah, I did not catch that, unfortunately. I was still looking at Melchior, thinking about, you know, no keys. Unfortunately, can't do much about that, but looks like Neon is heading over, and we'll be grabbing that ladder now. And hopefully we see another look here at the coast if he's able to make it over, because I think that's kind of his route here, is that he's going to head over there.
Yeah, for sure. And without bombs, he could head up to the northeast after checking the coast, which could get him in position to find that sword. And why must over in the right neighborhood as well if he chooses to work his way north. And again, this overworld is really tough. We've seen, I think, every runner take at least one valiant death so far tonight.
Now, the way Yumi's moving, I almost think that he may have grabbed the ladder, but... you know, I'm not entirely sure. It looks like that was a door repair for him. And sure enough, yes, that is the red ring, and he is going to kick himself when he heads up and grabs that ladder. 'Cause goodness.
Chaos now does get his red ring, so although Malkior's got the sword, which is a huge advantage, having that red ring with this overworld it's almost at equal right now, and should be able to survive as he works his way northbound. And the natural routing is to do the northeast and then work your way over to the waterfall region, and he'll be able to find his wood sword and his level 4.
And speaking of waterfall region, Neon grabbing his sword. And something I missed there, Melchior did grab the candle. Something I did not notice, so it's definitely gonna set him a little bit apart here.
Yeah, with 4 screens, I've noticed already there's a lot of things I haven't noticed. I'm used to the 2 screens, so...
Chat saying, out of a take any? So there is a take any that we definitely missed. Actually, as I look over, Yumi grabbing that, so that was the, over here in the, in that corner, where I'm kind of used to there being a lake from all of the first quest, mixed first quests I've been doing. So definitely a good grab. Ooh, there is a pirouette hole in 4 that was missed by Melchior. Chat letting us know that Letter Cave is holding mags.
Always need to know where mags is at. Thank you, chat.
But yeah, interesting here. So this is the part of 4 that that Melchior had completely missed. So 4 is not key locked.
Oh, and Yumi,
Ooh,
just a
Yumi.
couple screens from the red ring. He does know it's there, so he'll
Yes.
probably work in routing now to shoot down through the cemetery and world wrap and pick up that red ring, as we saw Chaos do earlier. So a lot of setbacks here early, and you can thank the wonderful Gorillaz and a buried wood sword for all of the carnage we've experienced so far.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. I'm noticing a lot of the players like definitely trying to do some bomb forests, trying to get Death Mountain cleared now. Yumi actually finding some bombs here in the dungeon.
Yeah, Neon is in the 1%. I mean, he's got, what, 181 rupees.
Yeah.
Nobody else
So I
has
think
more
he
than
got hit
25.
by some of the door repairs before he had some cash.
Yeah.
Getting sniped there by the Lionel, but a very interesting looking four. So far, it looks like he can actually make his way pretty much through that whole thing.
Yumi checking East Death Mountain for his sword.
It looks like
A little
Chaos is
surprised
also
he
doing
didn't
that.
beeline to that red ring on the coast. Again, not Yumi's a top vanilla runner and is good at dodging, but that red ring can help with the stray boomerangs.
Oh, 100%. And of course, I spoke too soon. It looks like 4 is definitely key blocked. Although there is one room that Neon can get to with the with that. Oh yes, and for our tracker, Neon does have the ladder. So I think Melchior might be the only one right now without one.
So Neon got the ladder but did not get the ring.
Um,
He's still wearing
yeah,
vanilla green.
actually. Yeah, he didn't check the... I think he ended up taking a death from...
I think you're right. I
just
do recall
before.
that
'Cause, I
now.
mean, it's not the greatest screen. Ooh, Chaos grabbing his sword there. And also, looks like he had grabbed, might be also why he's not sitting on a bunch of money, did grab an arrow.
Yeah, and I'd say
Ooh, and
Chaos is,
Melchior.
despite at least 3 overworld deaths, probably in the best shape right now, as Melchior does find level 2, but Chaos is heading
Yeah.
into 4 with a sword and a red ring, ladder, and wood arrows. But
Ooh,
Melchior is the
nice.
first on the board
Instantaneous.
with the
Melchior
level
grabbing
2
that
tribute.
Triforce. No ladder, no red ring, but does have that nice, beautiful first Triforce to really set us out here. Ooh, Neon, ouch, getting hit by that. Oh, and Chaos just missing that. Could not get through with the Kananaki.
He finds level 3. Not much he could do in that room. Does find a compass, and that's probably going to be the end of
Could
the
be
road
very
here.
helpful, but no sword yet, so unfortunately, is not going to be traveling too far. Malkier setting up for Kananaki as well. Unfortunately, can't do it because that is not a room that's going to open without without that block.
Oh, this is a deadly
Ooh,
room. Get to the door. Yeah, you can
it
trick
is.
them if you half tile it in that shoot. They're still going to appear, but it can be, and it's a little tricky, but it can be done.
Nice. Getting those
Good
bombs,
job.
getting more bombs. Excellent use of that room there. Neon also grabbing his wood arrows, having all that cash. Yumi coming up to grab that red ring of his.
And that's going to speed Yumi up considerably.
And yeah, this chat comments on them being in the doorway. It can happen, and it is not fun. Seeing the compass here to the Triforce and 2 that we've already seen.
Got a question in chat. How could one be a runner in these races? I don't know if anybody could drop in the Discord link into chat. And once you follow that Discord for Z1R, if you don't know where to go in there, just ask in helpful hints or, any of the threads, and one of 2,000 people will come and help you and walk you through the process. It's a lot of fun, and hope to see you in a race sometime.
And a heart and white sword sitting in 2. 2 is now complete for Melchior, and that is absolutely amazing.
Yep, and white sword still does not have a ladder or the red ring. Very interesting how everybody is. There's a lot of divergence here.
He's definitely going to eventually find it, I think, but because he's going to find this red ring very quickly, and then we'll have to go and figure out where that ladder is.
Oh, and Malkier is self-proclaimed Mr. Full Clear, so there's not anything he will miss here tonight as he heads to Full Clear seats.
And we have Neon here, world grabbing the red ring.
Yeah, all the way off.
If he's seen it and just wasn't able to.
Yeah, yep. And it can be tricky when you're doing the world wrap if you miss the clip, you have to come off the ladder and then back onto it, or it won't work. Good job, Neon.
And Yumi now grabbing his sword. Our final sword grab has happened.
Yeah, and 15 minutes in and first quest overworld, you don't like that time, but little does he know, they're all bunched up right now. I'd say Malkier maybe with a little bit of a lead with that white sword, but...
And finding 7.
Finding 7... without the ring, without the ladder, and a bunch of Lionels. So,
and interestingly enough, I think Melchior might actually have the most dungeon knowledge right now.
Yeah, 2, 4, and 7. Yumi's seen 3. I think those are the only dungeons we've found.
3,
2, 3, 4, and 7?
2, and 7, yeah. Oh, and now 6.
And now 6.
We have Chaos, finding 6 here. 6 at Forgotten Spot. Ooh, and now we have our second Triforce on the board. Chaos matching it up here with Malchior.
And this, with Malchior having that candle, it's actually hurting a little bit. I mean, this level 7 could be a gold mine, but little does he know that Armos item's the ladder. And, if you're trying to fight a Gleeok here, so just the order, right? Sometimes it's a hindrance when you've gotten that early item, or you wouldn't be in here.
Well, and he was the first one to grab the sword too, which I think is making him a lot more interested in kind of like diving the dungeons as soon as he finds them.
Yeah.
Without worrying as much about the Armos item or the white sword item or anything like that. He's wanting to jump right in.
Yeah, and Wymust is going to find the key block that Neon and Chaos and Malkier found before him. So, kind of a rite of passage. Get your sword and find your key block in 4.
Mm-hmm. Right, and we found both items now here in 7. Malkier did find a heart, and now has also found a red candle.
Good
so
combat
now,
upgrade.
Just looking for that try. So yeah, he's got white sword, red candle. Probably definitely feeling pretty good. Although I think he'll feel a lot better once he has that red ring and that ladder.
Better if he gets this last manhandler arm. Good
Very
job,
nice.
Mal.
Ooh, Ooh, and Neon here finding level 5 over in Casino Corner here.
Yeah, interesting. Nobody had seen that early on.
Nobody had bombs at that point.
Oh, you are right. And
Yeah,
I don't
so
think any runner 18 minutes in has gotten a key yet.
no, and I believe, as Chad is saying, 106 rupees for keys. So if this is going to be one of those stingy key seeds, we are in for a world of hurt and a lot of Kanana keys.
Yeah, and usually when that happens,
Ooh.
the any key's buried in 9.
And Neon showcasing why Red Ring is just so good. I mean, he's fighting what, a 4-headed Gleeok. Almost gets him. Red
Dare
key
I say the
Red Ring
commentator
is
curse?
Yeah, you know what? I shouldn't have said a thing. Red Ring, of course, definitely very much a boon, especially when you're dealing with enemies like that on a lower health scale. And a wood sword, but
And Chaos, I believe, first on the board with a key. So good job, Chaos.
ooh.
At 19 minutes 50 seconds in, and it leads to an immediate staircase.
And it looks like Yumi's trying to set up here for a Kanana key. Gets it.
Pulls it off. Yeah, nice.
Very, very nice. Also, always nice to see a bunch of rooms with, ropes. Thinking he
Got
he's
the
going back
Gleeok
over for
cleared
that,
and Neon rewarded with the
but...
Triforce.
Ooh, very nice.
And look how tiny this level 7 is.
Oh my goodness.
This is one of those, I know you and I think have talked about it before. Level 7 can be last on people's list, but when it's that small, it turns into like a 4 in terms of dungeon size, and you got to take advantage of it.
Ooh,
My only concern now is how big is level 8 as a result.
Mags is found just around 5.
That was one of the few things I had marked earlier when I forgot to keep marking.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that one earlier.
Yeah, we get
Chaos
the PP in
finding
3.
Power Bracelet.
I think we just saw that earlier tonight.
It's be interesting to see if there's anything kind of hiding underneath the strength spots for Chaos. Ooh, finishing up 7 now. Melchior staying in the lead there.
Yeah, gets his second
Triforce. Switch us
Triforce.
off over to Melchior's audio, just because he seems to be, him and Chaos seem to be the ones that are kind of, back and forth here a little bit, but.
And a sort of question in chat. There are no forced overworld blocks. Very quickly, standard consternation, no kids. Candles in the take any's, no heart shuffle. White sword 4 to 6 hearts. Mags 11 to 13. Book is not Atlas. And standard enemy HP.
And yeah, we now have a few more keys. Chaos finding another key, and Yumi getting his first key here.
And Chaos with the Triforce. And
yeah,
level
Chaos finding the Tri in 3, but Melchior is also here in 3, and is definitely going to be grabbing that one. And for the question, we do have there's 2 actual different trackers. There's Z Tracker and there's also Z Helper, and I believe both of them have channels in the Discord, so you can check out both and try some stuff out. And Mags is 11 to 13. It's very interesting so far that Melchior is getting so far without having the red ring and also having the not having the ladder. there's not really been much for blockages inside these dungeons.
Yeah, we do have a blocked room there in 6, where Yumi's at now. Don't know. I didn't see which way he came in. Whether or not that's going to be an issue. This room will not drop in this flag set, commonly
I'm
called
just wondering if he's
H
making.
room.
I think he might be trying to get over to that left side there.
And we see yet another Gleeok. I think that's the 3rd or 4th we've seen tonight.
Everyone's favorite boss.
Neon setting up for a Kanana. As you called it earlier, we may see a lot of those here tonight.
Yes, yeah. With how stingy keys have been, it's definitely one of those things where it's like you as a runner definitely wanna learn that trick, just in case, because you never know. And we're doing the walk it in flag set. Malachir grabbing his power bracelet.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like that room was required in level 6. So ladder still, as far as I can tell, not required, other than to get the red ring. But most flags or seeds and flags require a ladder at some point.
Oh, and better be careful there, Malachir. You see the Triforce. You definitely don't wanna lose that.
Yeah, red candle coming into play there. When the Lionels are stuck in a row like that, they can't turn up and shoot at you, which is very nice. And he was able to leverage that to his advantage.
Yeah, so now three Triforces. We have Yumi with 1 Triforce. We've got Neon with 1, Chaos with 2. Although with how small we know 7 is, he will have a 3rd one probably pretty shortly here.
And it does not look like Yumi found the item in level 6, so we'll see if that comes back into play or not. 6 is a larger dungeon. Did not have the map. In early-ish game, not uncommon to see a runner go ahead and bail from that, and then maybe save it till later. Maybe you don't even have to go back.
No, for sure. Neon, unfortunately, finding an old man, but does know that this drops a key, so he is definitely going to be picking that one up ASAP. And now Malachir is going to be showing us some of the, around the start screen stuff, and we'll see the, I think, our first strength check, which is just a take any. And Neon grabbing his 2nd Triforce.
Yep, also not finding the item here in level 6.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those dungeons that I think is just like, you find the try, it's like, well, you know what, I can come back. You can grab the, if you manage to get the tutor, I mean, that's an easy flight back. For chat, Malachir so far right now has the most Triforces. Is missing a few items, so the is ahead, chat is ahead.
That is always ahead, for sure. But yeah, I'd say early-ish advantage because the ladder has not come into play yet. Malachir with the 3 tries, I would say, is in the lead. The White Sword as well. You can't underestimate the power of the White Sword. And that is that is a defensive weapon if you think about it, because you're killing enemies quicker, which is reducing the time of maybe taking a bop or a death or anything else. So we'll see. Very surprised though he has not found the Armos item.
Yumi had found the Triforce before he found the item, so and I believe the item is not in that segment. So I think he'll probably just grab the Triforce and start keeping on.
And Chaos finishes up level 7 and gets his third Triforce of the night.
Oh,
Yuumi
Mal
going
got the
for the
flute.
try.
Oh, so Melchior apparently has the flute, and that was our white sword item. And also notice that Neon's here in 8. I'm actually not sure where he found that one. I'll be very nervous to
unfortunately,
see.
I didn't see it either. I was looking at one of the other screens. Melchior debating on meat or arrows. Takes the arrows. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think arrows are a good call, honestly. Like, you know, we do know that there's a meat block, but there's not necessarily going to be a meat block that's actually going to stop him.
And we find a transport stair in level 8. Is Yuumi still digging for the item here in level 3? Chaos is making their way into level 2 and should get a white sword as a prize.
Yeah, we'll definitely be very happy with that one. Because we've already seen it, it's definitely helping Mal really well. I mean, he's still without the oh, he did grab the ladder, but he's without the red ring.
Yeah, and we just had another Gleeok on Neon's side in level 8. And another key door. And the random bomb ball to the left, blind bomb, does work for Neon.
Finds a so Melchior did find the hinge shop, you know, very, very useful hinge shop, and on Yumi's side, is that the arrow? Or the bow, pardon me?
I don't.
Yeah. Well, wait.
No, he got the
Both
power
in 8.
bracelet. He was just in 3.
Oh, pardon me. Okay, that just looks weird.
Arrow is in 8. I'm sorry, bow is in 8. Oh
yeah,
gosh.
bow's in 8. It's just his. I guess because he's got the outline on stuff. It looks very odd from the restream angle.
Yeah,
So,
he
yeah,
uses
wow.
enhanced sprites. But yeah, Neon got the bow, Yuumi got the PB, and
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, our first bow find. Chaos looks like he was hindered there by a. You know, interestingly enough, I don't remember there being a mugger, but apparently he found one. Curious to see what else is in 8. Yuumi finds 7.
And he'll get his red candle, presumably, in here.
And yeah, special event. We're now that the winter tournament is slowly finishing up. We have the Triforce Triple Play Season 2 starting to happen. So we're bringing back the Thursdays TTP2 races.
Yep, so every Thursday night, we believe we'll have a race on. And in about 2 weeks or so, give or take, TTP2's tournament will begin. The top 32 runners from the season, in terms of points and a minimum of, I think, 16 races, will qualify.
So, yeah.
And I believe all tournament races will be running one of the 6 or 7 TTP flags set. So they created some flags. Melchior, at 32 minutes, pulls his ladder.
Oh, now he's got the ladder. So yeah, wow. Definitely very interesting to find it that late, but has not really needed it up until that point. And most likely will be very interested to see his red ring sitting on the coast. and might also be starting to think, wow, am I behind? Because I definitely feel like if I found a red ring that late, that easily, I would definitely think that I'm behind.
I think all four, sorry, I can't count tonight, runners probably feel behind right now. I really
Ooh.
do. With the early deaths, how long it took for many to get their sword and to start acquiring some items. Yeah, Chaos, I would say, though, now in the lead.
Yes.
With
Yeah,
the
4
caveat,
Triforces.
and chat mentioned this, and I can't remember now because I started looking on one of the other screens, whether or not that bow is behind that blind bomb wall that Neon did.
That one, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So I mean, bow might not be something that's found immediately by a lot of players, but we will see. And especially too, if the book isn't anything, I mean, we're not gonna have that nice, easy Atlas setup here.
Gotcha. And chat confirming, and thank you, chat. The bow's
Can get
not
it without
behind
the
that
bomb
blind
wall.
bomb wall, but I think it was behind a key door. And, we've got 2 runners with no keys. And there's the Tutti Flute on
Yeah,
Neon's side.
Neon grabbing that the tutor. Chaos grabbing the letter. Or the prescription, I suppose, but...
And Mao in level 1, by the way. We have not...
Ooh.
First runner here in level 1.
Yeah, this
no
is
bow,
new.
so you're going to have to sword down these bunnies. And PB required. Yeah. All runners except Neon have it, and I'm sure he will pull that when he finds level 3.
Yeah, because I don't believe he has found... I think he has done every dungeon that he has found until he can no longer do it, so... And,
yeah, did not get the
one.
Triforce out of 8.
No. I think we're also missing the other items as well, and we know one is going to be a heart, but what the other one is unknown right now. And ooh,
there's the book in level 1.
Book.
You just leave that sit right where it is.
Oh, 100%. There is no need for it, no concern for it. It at this point just makes a fire when you use a wand.
And of course, the staircase is to that one piece of Pez sitting off to the right.
Chat saying +6 bombs, and it looks like Yumi has bought the bomb upgrade. Bringing him over from 8 bombs to 12 bombs, and or saying 6, so he's further than that. It's not a bad setup.
In 1.
Ho, ho, ho. So we have a strength blocked any key, and that should definitely really open up a lot of the dungeons, I think, for Melchior.
Yeah, and just watching his combat now with the ring and the white sword, he's really motoring. So definitely, probably feeling it right now. Chaos still with that Triforce lead. Nobody really technically in the lead till you've got Bow and Silvers and have found all dungeons.
Yumi in 2. Finding that one's gonna find his white sword and probably be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
ooh, Neon.
Death to
getting sniped, unfortunately, by the manhandler.
Now here sees Mags and is going to find our level 5 here, and the level 5 item is still outstanding, so we'll see if Mao's able to take that out.
And no important items in 9. Melchior finding 5.
Yeah, Wyba's in that shoot room with his ropes.
Yeah, gets through. Very nice. Yep. 14 bombs. Goodness. So yeah, that nice +6 for 114 rupees, apparently. Thank you to chat for helping out and being an extra pair of eyes, of course.
gotta love the +6 when it happens.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Malchior now, like, no concern for key doors, walking through everything. That any key is definitely going to shape a lot of stuff. And ooh.
Yeah, that's a hard no.
Yep. Maybe
Knowing
later.
that Heart Shuffle's off, no need to clear that room.
Yeah, pretty much. You're looking for that, for the item that's down the stairs. But looks like we may be segmented there in 5, so we'll see from there. A Neon grabbing the Triforce in 7.
Chaos does find the map in 8, and did I just see Stalfo's meat block? I don't believe it's required because I believe Neon was up above that, but still, anytime Stalfos is a meat block, you gotta love it.
Oh, I love Stalfos. Yeah,
and not segmented 8, but very linear.
Yeah,
man, that's a brutal looking 8.
Very awkward. Like this would be a lot worse if you were you didn't have Red Ring and you were taking a death in here. Chat's calling for meat block silver as an 8. Could be fun. Wand is in 5, so Malchior grabbing an item that most runners will probably not come back to unless we are struggling to find the silvers.
Yeah, Yumi and Chaos haven't found 5 yet, so curious if they find the item. I think at that stage in the game they will.
Well, actually, you know what? Now that Yumi's found 1, I definitely think that Yumi will full clear 5 to find that. And I'm sure Chaos is probably in the same boat, but I think for Neon, I really can't see him coming back to 5. Unless there's
all depends if he finds the silvers. Yeah, if he finds the silvers, you're not going to go back to 5. But sitting with 0 key, well, he got an extra key.
Got a key.
See, like our 15th Gliaco. I think this is a repeat one that others seen when they were in 3.
And also just a ton of manhandlas.
So with that Triforce pickup in 5, Malchior now in the Triforce lead with 5, 1 ahead of Chaos.
And for those of you who are maybe a little bit more used to the Winter Tournament flags, these runners do need all 8 Triforces to get in, no matter what.
Yes, the old man will not let you in without 8.
And Neon here, no white sword, but does have that bow, and that bow is definitely helping out.
And Chaos still not finding the bow in here. Does have the wood arrows, just can't throw them at the enemies. Needs that bow. And finds a key block here. It was hard because when Neon was in 8, didn't have the. So I can't. I know where generally he was, but we see Chaos leaving right now. Now the good news is does not have the Triforce, so we'll have to come back as Neon does find the PB in level 3.
He does know where it is, but yeah, I think that's kind of in his thought right now. Is like maybe it's like, hey, maybe I'll just come back later. Right now it doesn't matter. Still a lot of knowledge I need to get. So that'll work out nicely for him instead of, grabbing the Triforce and never coming back, only to find out that the bow is in the last place he checks. Yumi here, grabbing his any key.
Yeah, and we'll see. I'm curious now. Mal is in 4. We don't know what's in 4. But just looking here at what's left, the raft can't be in 9.
Nope.
we have not found 9.
No,
And
we have not.
we've got items outstanding in 8. We've got an item outstanding in 6. So starting to
Neon.
figure out where things could be.
Neon grabbing the Triforce there in 3.
And we've got 2 bananas outstanding. Let's not forget about
Yes,
those.
we do. It'd be interesting if both of those were in 9, though.
Okay,
Oh,
chat
Mal.
saying Mal did find 9. Okay.
Interesting.
Bad.
Oh, and Neon. All right.
And there's
never
one
mind.
of our
There's our
bananas
boomerang.
at 4. You know, and unfortunately for our runners, they all have to come back to 4 because they were key blocked earlier, and they will dig out that banana.
Yep.
And they're not going to be too happy, as Mal's going to go ahead and pick up his 6 Triforce. And I would say Mal's are 8, but chat will probably let me know. Oh, no, he has seen them. I don't think so, but we'll see. Going to go ahead and use that
I don't think
tutor.
he's seen 8 yet, but I think he might have seen 6 earlier on.
Yeah, chat point now, Triforce right by the banana. The thing is whether or not Neon or Chaos get back to 4 with the any key. And on Neon's side, not likely unless he chooses to go back into 5, which actually he's recording. Yeah, that's a word. He's going back to 5 and elected to go ahead to 4. So it has one key.
I mean, the nice thing I think at least about that is wasn't there another key needed to get into where the boomerang is? So he might only get the Triforce. Oh, but Neon finds 1 instead of heading into 4, so this is going to be definitely a big boon for him to find that that any key.
Yeah, for sure. Needs to spend a key though first.
Yumi coming into 4, and this is his return, so he's gonna very much love that boomerang, as we all do. Melchior now in 8, so we might actually see both items actually.
Yeah, I don't see Mal not getting both items out of here at this point for how well equipped he is. And
pretty much
experienced runner. Yep.
White sword. You know, he's got white sword. He's got wand. He's got a ton of bombs, and he's about to find bow.
He's got to find a map that this 8 shouldn't be allowed. This brutal looking 8. As we see yet.
Yeah, he is just clearing rooms, taking stuff out.
Good bomb force by Neon as Yumi finds the boomerang.
And Chaos just about to head in and go grab his wand.
Yeah, a nice to have item, not required, but we'll appreciate. Oh, no. That was not it.
Oh, pardon me. I thought that was the one. Yumi grabbing his Triforce, and now Yumi is caught up to Melchior. Just 2 Triforces off, just needs 3, and needs to hit 8.
I thought Yumi got the try in 3.
I'm not entirely
I don't know that he.
Sure.
I think he got 3. I don't know that he got. Did he get 5? Might have to double check that because I remember him being in the Triforce room in 3. Oh, he did get 5. Okay.
Left without the item. Okay. Yeah, because he didn't find the wand. Because he found it early on. Like, he was the first one to do that. Neon grabbing his any key. Oh yeah, I think he does have the 3. He's just missing 8, so Yumi is actually the one ahead. Yeah, you were very right about that one.
maybe 2-3 times a week I'm right. So, you know what, Pleco? We had it. We had my moment.
Oh, and 8 has silvers.
There
Oh,
you go.
gosh. So both bow and silvers are an 8. 8
As
is
Yumi buys
absolutely
the...
loaded.
Yep, Yumi buys the arrows and heading to 8, presumably here.
Yeah, thankfully for Neon, he does have to come back for that Triforce anyway, but hopefully he comes back sooner than later to find that those silvers.
Chaos doing a really long dig here of this 5, unfortunately. Got the wand. I'm not sure what he's still digging for.
I wonder if he's looking to grab enough hearts to grab mags.
Yeah, I guess that's...
And
With
I
Red
mean,
Ring
I
and
guess
White Sword, yeah, you don't always see people make that play, but...
my other thought is that maybe he was just grabbing the heart and then leaving, or maybe he just wasn't sure. Not entirely sure. But regardless,
it does not look like Yumi has found where level 8 is at, so got some overworld checks here to get out of the way.
yeah, I think that's the main one he's missing here. Raft in 6, and I do believe that would be correct because
it has. Yep.
Yeah. So that would mean that 9 holds our coast heart and our wooden boomerang. And Yumi finding 9 still needs one more Triforce though. Chaos finding 1. Chaos will definitely be very happy to find that any key because it is a blessing.
But can he go right and up here?
Ooh, Melchior grabbing his 8 is Triforce and 8.
Hopefully, and answer a question in chat. Will Mal keep taking 8?
Yes.
Yeah, he will at this point. He knows he's got 1 item left here in 8, as we see our Staphos meat block again. Not required here tonight. But the alternative is he would have to dig 6. Because you're here, you dig this out.
Pretty much. I mean, it's 2 items. He knows that one of them is
and there it is.
The heart. And then he's now got the bow, and he's probably feeling pretty good. Gonna head back to 6, grab that Triforce. Neon grabbing his white sword.
Still not sure how Chaos missed that bow in 8. Or the silvers and the Triforce. Chaos was in there a while, had the map. But that's what 8 can do to you.
I'm not too sure. I mean, it's probably pretty easy to get turned around.
Maybe he didn't have keys either, right? Because Mal had the any key in there.
Because I think that's what Neon basically was kind of like hindered by. Like he did find the bow, but couldn't get to the Triforce and couldn't get to the silvers.
Yeah, and I remember he was setting up for a kinetic key, and the gel wouldn't cooperate for him. So yeah, that was early game when everybody was short on keys, as Mao is going into level 6. All he needs is the Triforce.
Yes. Yep, so this could be pretty quick for him, depending on how he routes it. Yumi's still looking around for 8. Chaos grabbing his any key now.
Yep, and
Looks like he's a
after
little upset about that, about it taking so long to find that, but thankfully he does have it now, so not too much of a worry here.
yeah, and
Ooh, Neon
Yumi,
back in 8.
right call. Thought he did get the try out of 1.
Yumi? Or sorry, Neon?
Neon.
Neon.
He has Yaniki from
Yes,
1.
Neon would have grabbed it there. I think he's just missing 4. Malchior grabbing the try out of 6.
And
And
he will be
he's gonna
our
be heading
first runner
right for
into
9.
level 9. The question for Yumi, he's going to find the bow. If he finds the bow before the silvers, does he keep digging or does he gamble on silvers in 9? That's really going to be the critical moment for him.
I think
Where
it depends.
Malkier found silvers first. So because of that ordering, he had to keep digging. Not sure what Yumi will do. This will be critical though for him.
Yeah,
As
because if he doesn't find the Triforce though, it might help him continue digging. But here, I'll move us over to Malchior here, because we are waiting for 2 things. We are waiting for a roar and a door. So we need to find the roar of Ganon, and then a door that just will not open, because that one contains our beloved Zelda.
Alright, so the order for Yumi did find the bow, as Neon does find the silvers. Now the question's going to be, does he try and go, or does he keep digging for the silvers?
I'm thinking Yumi is probably going to keep digging until the try, but I don't know if he'll continue digging past the try.
And Neon, about to pick up the Triforce. We'll just need to head back to level 4 before he can go into level 9.
Yes. Malchior finding the Coast Heart there in 9.
And an extra digging for Chaos, unfortunately in 5, really set him back a little bit, but gonna go ahead and pick up that 4th Triforce, and has a lot of 8 dug. So, this is very close for all our runners right now.
Yeah, so I think Chaos now pretty much has kind of the full knowledge that he needs. He knows pretty much. Actually, no, because he might still think that Bo could be in 6.
It's still unknown. Yeah.
Because 8's got 2 items, and he still needs to do it. It's definitely the better call, I think. So hopefully in his mind he's thinking, all right, let's see what 8 brings. The audio is actually on Mal right now. Get Chaos back into 8.
As Yumi is
trekking along.
Yeah, he's still checking. This is good for Yumi.
Yeah, and still no sign of Ganon, no sign of Zelda so far here on Malchior's side.
Yeah, no map either.
So
okay, moment of truth for Yumi.
Here's the thing: Yumi knows where the try is, so it's okay. Looks like he's gonna finish up this little bottom part.
Yep. He's making the right call.
I believe is where the try, or the silvers are.
Yeah, and don't look now, but Neon heading to level 9. So very tight race here for our runners here on the restream tonight.
Yeah, so yeah, Neon's gonna be our second one, looks like, into 9.
But their reward is to get to a level 9 that thus far the map is buried, the compass is buried, and we don't know where Ganon is.
Yeah. So Yumi, oh shoot, because he doesn't have the silvers yet. This is not where the silvers are. We're up under the L. Okay, so it looks like he is still going back. He's not taking the chance that the silvers are in 9. He wants to clear this out first, and that's definitely a good call.
Yeah, the number of rooms you have left at this point, you've done so much of this dungeon already. You know it's a staircase item, so again, he is making the right decision here.
Chat's calling that Mal found Zelda.
I hear a roar, but that is from our 18th Gleeok here this evening.
Yeah. Still could be a roar otherwise. And he's gonna go back in and make a check. Yeah, we are really hitting that the oops all Gleeok.
And Yumi gonna go ahead and get those silvers. Gonna be feeling good about that dig. Yep. Now question now switches over to Chaos. Similar predicament. And is down in that little wingeling that Yumi checked out. And
yes. So hopefully he does go over and finishes that up, finding the silvers and not taking the chance with 9. Yep, and looks like he is, so that is excellent for these runners. So we don't have to worry about anybody rushing around looking for silvers. Everyone's finding them. And yeah, it seems like Neon is kind of moving around like a roar may have been heard. So we might have some Ganon knowledge over here. I'm gonna switch this over to see if we can hear that.
We've got a dark room on Malkior's side.
Malkior has actually found Ganon. Yep. Trying to go for the stun lock, but Ganon is not playing nicely.
And puts the bag down.
Finishes them up.
As Neon is heading into Ganon's room right now. Malkior does not have far to go to find Zelda.
A completely different angle, too. Chaos grabbing his silvers as Yumi heads into 9.
And Malkior one room away here. And finds the girl.
Beautiful.
Get your GGs in chat for Malkior, our on-stream race winner tonight, with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 1 minute, 59 seconds. That is good for 3rd overall in this race of 18 runners this evening.
Yes.
And joining us in the commentator booth is Malkior. GGs.
Hey, thanks.
And GG.
And we'll get to you in 1 second as get your GG's chat for Neon No Name with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 29 seconds. 2nd on the restream and 4th overall. And Neon has joined us. GG's Neon.
GG's.
Yeah. Hey, GG Mal.
GG's Neon, let's go.
Yeah, very appropriate, you two joining right about the same time, because you finished at about the same time. Mal, what took you so long to get that Armos item? Just curious.
I mean, blame the death. I took it Death Armos. It was a fortunate death. It made me pivot to wood sword, but but like, that's like 2 seeds semi-recently where I've taken a half tile or got gridded by the game and walked right into that Armos from underneath.
And it did end up working heavily in your favor because you not only were the first one to find wood sword, I believe you were the first one to find white sword. You were definitely the first one to find the flutes and any key actually as well, and the wand.
I felt my play was so chaotic because I was leaving biomes without them being 100% clear, which is not my norm at all, and it felt like I was doing a lot of revisiting of the overworld. I was like, I only remembered by the time I picked up that red ring, I'm like, oh wait, I'm on stream, and I'm playing so bad.
You guys all, I would guess, felt behind in those first 20 or so minutes. I think our last wood sword pickup was at 15 minutes. There were many overworld deaths. That start screen was about as bad as it can get. So it took a little while to get the motor running. But then once you guys took off, and Mao, your defense was your offense, right? With that white sword. Getting into level 7, maybe a little longer than it would have had you had the red ring.
I mean, if I don't go back to that 2-headed Gleeok 2 or 3 times, then I win this race.
And Neon, going over to you, because Pleco and I trying to watch 4 streams at once. I'm not the best at this. What forced you out of 8 the first time? Was it a key issue?
Bombs. I was out of bombs.
Bombs. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out where the heck I was supposed to go, and then when I finally ended up back in 8, because I only got 1 item the first time. When I ended up back in 8 with bombs, I was able to smooth sailing right to the silvers.
Everybody, other than, well, everybody took different routes in 8. Neon, you were the first in there with the bow. Chaos was in there for a while, had the map, no bow, no silvers, no try. Mal, by the time you got there, you were fully equipped, right? You really had nothing that was going to block you. And then Yumi and Chaos back in for the second time. Took a while to find the silvers. They tucked up in that corner, and they took that stretch down below the Triforce. We were hoping they both rightfully did dig out that second item. Some people could tend to gamble on the silvers in level 9. So everybody on stream made the right decisions. Just key issues early, bomb issues early, overworld death early. But it was a really exciting race. And just for those in chat, out of 18 runners, our on-streamers finished in 3rd and 4th respectively, Malgear and Neon. Potato Pony finished in 1st place by 15 seconds.
Yeah.
15 seconds ahead of you. 5 seconds ahead of Sis Crusher, who finished in 2nd place. Then following up, Psytown in 5th, Chest Jerk at 6th, Ryan at 7th, Uganda's 8th, Fryteeth 9th, Custom at 10th. So as we see Yumi, who did find the map, did you guys have any clue that you were dealing with a 62-room brick?
That's
look at that. Woohoo!
Yeah, that is something else. Not exactly the thing that you want to see, but
Yumi in the stair.
The key stuff. You hate to see it. But Neon, you made much quicker work in 9. I mean, I give you mad props for navigating through those 62 rooms blindly. Mal, you were in there a while. I kept thinking, man, everybody's close to getting in here, but they don't realize the fun you're having trying to find the right path.
It was 16 rooms I think I saw in 9, but like I went right, didn't pan out. Went north, took the first transport I saw, and like heard a roar. Convenient, you know, worked out well.
Well done.
Yeah.
I think I know where that transport is. I think there was a route I didn't take because I'm like, well, that can't be Zelda or Gan.
He came in from the top, and you came in from a bomb hole and to the left.
Yeah, we thought we heard. We thought we heard. We were struggling, like, because there was a Gleeok on one screen. It sounded like. It looked like, Neon, you were acting as though you heard Ganon, and then Mal, you walked into Ganon's room. So, yeah, it was a fun finish for you guys. Put on a great show.
I had marked that Patros spiral stair as come back when this corner play doesn't pan out. Because
okay.
I didn't hear a clip or anything. Granted, I wasn't listening too hard.
Yeah, we see
that's
why
super fair. I hit that Patra with full sword beams, and I was like, what the hell, right? It's a staircase. Let's check it out.
Why must get in here as Chaos stumbled into a room with a bunch of blue Wizrobes, adequately equipped to handle it, as he is still looking for Ganon.
And funny enough, Yumi actually got almost stuck in that room earlier on.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to be in good shape because he bombed right, I believe, right? That was the one more room?
Yeah,
that's the room.
That is the direction.
Yeah.
Yep, so finding it there, get your GGs out then for Yumi.
Yeah, Yumi finished it with a time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, 10 seconds. That's good for 3rd on the restream and 11th overall.
So everyone's really tight on this. When you play these kind of... I won't say beginner flags, but compared to what we normally play with Consternation, Heart Shuffle, Mixed Overworld craziness, when you dial it back a few years to 2018, everyone can fly.
Yeah.
Walk it in, right?
I mean, the overworld, the start location was tricky, right? You're not up A-ing a lot, saving money and, very difficult to get to and from. And it was... Poor Chaos died on the ladder world wrap. 2 pixels from the red ring the first go round. So.
Oh no.
And unfortunately, out of bombs in level 9.
Go get some more. So he's still. He was pretty close to Ganon. I think he was about a room or 2 off. Just wasn't close enough.
5 more minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I told myself the absolute last thing I want to do is die on this overworld. So that's why I took that trip to the fairy fountain. That's why I was always being very careful to scroll everything. And then, of course, literally within a minute of me telling myself, don't die on this overworld, what happens?
It's a thing that never happened to anybody, Mal. Please don't look at the amount of deaths I had.
Nobody died on the overworld. And welcome in, Yumi. Why must you hate me? To the booth, GG's.
Yo, thanks, man. Level 6, dude. Free Triforce right in the entrance, and I decided I was gung ho on digging it, and that was the difference. That was like 5-6 minutes of doing nothing.
You actually had 7 Triforces before anybody else. It was level 8. And somehow, Mal, you ordered. You find the silvers before Bo. I think everybody else found Bo before silvers.
I don't even know if that's the right order. I think that's just luck. Because if I skip that stair, I could just go up and find Bo, and then go back and take the stair.
Yeah. Well, it was risky because with everybody else, whether or not you continue to dig, or you're going to gamble on 9 for silvers, and you all made the right play, Yumi. We weren't sure. It looked like you were getting close to taking that try and going. But good call.
Oh, it was, man. The reason being is I was gung-ho on 6. I knew that if 6 didn't have something, that I was screwed. So I almost just left and went straight to 6. Would have been a really stupid play unless silvers were there. Because no one was finished yet, so I was like, maybe that 6 is the answer with that free try. And I was like, nah, I gotta at least check the rest of this 8 just in case. And as soon as I saw silvers were in there, I knew I was toast. It's like, just because all that time I spent in 6. I also saw every overworld screen too, almost. So that's fun too.
Same. Oh, good call at least going back into 8, my man. What made me turn around and go back in wasn't the fact that I had found silvers first. It was I look at my 8 map and I'm like, well, there can't be that much more of this dungeon left. It's like, find the 8 to 10 rooms left in this 8 versus doing the full shape 6, and that's what made me go back.
Yeah, there weren't that many rooms left. I had to do it, and I had a brutal death too, like on the very bottom. And it was early on too. I didn't have a sword yet, and
I
that
think
death
one of those
was
bombs
just
that leads you to that corner where we find. So I think one of those is a blind bomb wall. If you ain't got map.
There was a blind bomb wall in 8 for sure. Neon, you found it your first time in, right before you got the bow. And we see Chaos now finding Ganon.
I was gonna say, what bomb wall did I find when I was? I mean, I guess maybe there was a blind bomb wall. I bombed a ton of crap in the beginning.
Yeah, there was a lot of crap bombs, but yeah, you found the one.
Column or something. It's E column or B column.
I think I absolutely pissed through bombs in the bottom section there on my first trip because I'm looking at all the markers on my map of walls that will not bomb, and it's over 10. It's not great.
Yeah, we've all been there. Seems like 7 and 9 tend to do that a lot, where walls just don't seem to want to bomb as Chaos is making his way over to Zelda. I mean, why must you were the last for the sword at around 15 minutes, and we're probably behind in tries, and Pleka, within like a 5-minute span, we looked up and you had 7 tries. Like, that white sword combined with the red ring, you were flying at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I was moving. I just couldn't find any of the right items because bow and silvers were in 8. Once I got going and got the sword and then got down to 2, it was definitely fast moving. I had so much overworld to get to 8. I did Death Mountain, didn't need to do any of that, and just kind of slowed down at the end. And then that 9 was funny. Was that whole entire 9 column sectioned off? Was that stair? Was that the only way you could go?
Where? Which corner?
In level 9, so we start in the 9 column. Like I bombed left every single wall, and like the only way I could go, I think, was that stair.
According to Neon, there might have been 2 stairs because he found Ganon from the top, and according to comms, he just went straight up, found a transport, and then he was at Ganon. So I think that one room, kind of halfway up the column to the right, that puts you in the blank column.
Yeah, the blank column was a transport.
I never walked in that room.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't go to the right.
The right was rough at first. If you go up and then go to the right, you can take that transport, and it dropped you 1 room to the left of Ganon. You couldn't bomb in there. You had to like do a big loop around, but it eventually would get you there.
Okay, that's a stair. I never walked in that room.
Yeah, and welcome to the commentator booth. Finishing 4th on the restream, 14th overall. Chaos finale. GG's.
GG.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Chaos. Yeah, thanks.
All right, so I have to ask. We did mention it earlier. World wrapping for those that red ring, and dying just a couple of pixels before the red ring. I had to feel bad at the moment, but I'll tell you what. You were in the Triforce lead for quite a bit as well. You had 5 or 6 Triforces. Mao had 4 or 5. That level 8 though got you first go round of not getting any of the items. So that took a little while for you. I would say it was probably what cost you some time and digging the wand out of 5 as well, or digging the actual heart out of 5. Triforce was 1 room in, where Neon and Ymust did not dig that rest. So I'd say looking back, just those couple of small items were probably the biggest difference. You guys were all playing really well, and if you watch it back, you'll see at various times any one of you were in the lead for several minutes at a time. So it was a really good race.
So the reason I wasn't looking for the heart at level 5, I was in a dire straits of where were the keys? Where's the keys at, everyone? I'd like to know where the keys were because I never found them. Like,
I think the first key pickup was about the 20-minute mark amongst all 4 of you.
Yep, sounds about right.
Like,
you all had the same
I
key
bought a
issue.
key. I had like 1 key. I bought a key, and then I took my PB out of 3 and found 1, and then there was any key. I'm like, oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, and then that's why I had to leave 8 the first time, is because I had no keys. There was no keys. Everywhere I went, there was just no keys. I'm guessing they were probably in 6, but who was going to stick around in 6? Like, the Triforce was right there.
Hey,
You
I
know,
know
one of you
dummy-
did.
I know one dummy that did, which cost me the race probably, or at least on several places. I was gung ho on 6. I found it early. I was just like, I'm doing this 6 and trying to be smart and meta something, and bad idea. But I did get some keys in there though. I did get some keys, but I also had
well,
one very
you
early.
probably
so-
had the keys of the seed then.
There you
Because
go.
Yeah.
man, it was rough because when I found the any key in 1, I nearly had a heart attack. It's like, holy. But I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. It'd been it'd probably been about a week or 2 since I played, so I mean, I'm not too upset about it. It's whatever. That's just how the rando goes.
Rando does
Yeah.
random things.
It's fun flags. I had a blast. These flags are so fast and
Oh, yeah,
straightforward.
this
I
is
just
good.
it was really fun.
I
It
like
was definitely
Yeah, great.
more blank hints. Blank hints is good.
It's definitely a nice breather from the last 2-3 months of the tournament flags. So, not to say that they were bad or anything. It's just, it's nice to have something else to play.
Totally. And thanks for stealing my points, guys. I'm on the borderline, like right around 32 for the tourney, and
Oh no.
people are jacking points. Dang it.
Well, I think I read that post that Rick put in the Discord earlier today, and at the very bottom, he was like, the 55th is the first one out of having enough races, but not the scoring or the elo or whatever you want to call it. Just so
Yeah.
happened that who's 55th? This guy.
Oh, I was gonna guess Indy.
Well, we got time. We got
I was
time.
gonna say, it looks like you'll probably pick up a few points from this one here, so possibly in a good spot. Awesome.
Let's see.
Yeah, you finished ahead of 4 people in the 2000s, so
Mhm.
you should get points, especially in a race with this many runners. I would say you'll move up. So there's still some time left to rack up some points for the tournament.
You got
Yeah,
this.
Oh, yeah.
we'll see. If not, there's always next season, right? Assuming that there is one. I don't see why there wouldn't be, but
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right,
Yeah,
gang.
the-
Thanks for the race and thanks for the coverage. I gotta get
Yep.
to bed.
I'm out of here as well.
Got it.
Take care. Thanks for comms and restream and everything, and GG's to everyone, and have a good night.
Yep,
GGs.
I echo all that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pleco and Mako. Appreciate you doing the comms.
Yeah.
Right on,
thank you
man.
both.
GG's.
Much appreciated, and thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting us tonight.
Take care.
You got it. And thank you behind the scenes, pushing all the buttons, trying to track 4 runners at the same time and correct comms throughout the night because we were getting confused, is our good
Yes.
friend Husky from Pluto. Thank you so much.
And also a big thanks to Chad as well, because Chad also was more eyes for us as well, making sure that we could see everything going on.
Yeah, I stopped doing the weekly races on comms because of the 4 runners at once, and I got a sneak peek as to why I usually shy away from it. But honestly, it's a lot of fun trying to watch 4 at once, and enjoy chat helping us along as well. Always fun to be here in the broadcast booth with Pleco. And yeah, it was a really good race. The runners put on a great show here tonight. Any final thoughts, Pleco?
Always the typical stuff. Of course, sending a big, huge thank you out to Speed Gaming for letting us do this. Big thank you to you for joining me, Mako, and Husky here for doing our tracking. Big thank you to chat for helping out and being here and being awesome. Because without you guys, we wouldn't really be able to do too much.
And if
yeah.
And if anybody is looking for some more Z1R action, check the Speed Gaming schedule for tomorrow. There is going to be a race at 10 o'clock between Druis and Chess-Jerk. It will be game 2. Druis has a 1-game lead, 1-0 over Chess-Jerk right now. Should be a really good one. We do not have a channel assigned yet, but that will probably update at some point tomorrow, early afternoon, maybe late afternoon. So 10 o'clock Eastern, check that one out. Should be a good one. The next match, though, on the schedule is not until after that one until April 21st. Now, that does not mean there won't be races. Some people are still waiting to get theirs scheduled. Check on the Speed Gaming Network daily. You'll see what's coming and going. But yeah, that's going to wrap us up here for tonight.
On Sunday.
And the weekly on Sunday at 9:30. So, and if I remember reading those flags, they are a bit crazy. Where we had more of a vanilla flag set tonight, Sunday night's going to have major item drops. So,
and I think swordless as well, actually.
And add in some swordless as well. So it should be a lot of fun. So Easter Sunday night, after you have hopefully a nice dinner and see some family, be sure to check us out. We will be on one of the Speed Gaming networks. So with all of that said, we are going to go ahead and sign off. It's been fun. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thank you, everyone, and take care.